202 U.S. Highway 90 East in Castroville. Sports for Supper, a weekly look at what's happening in area sports. And now, along with Maury Stein, Dwayne Garza, and Jeff Stivers, here's the host of Sports for Supper, Jared Lucky.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sports for Supper at Sammy's. I'm Jared Lucky, along here with Maury Stein, Dwayne Garza, and Jeff Stivers, and we're getting ready to bring you. We got the football Coach Garza going to be on here tonight with about 3 players, and then we're going to have Coach Bermea and the cross-country team on here, and with some of the runners from that. And we're coming off of a Medina Valley football week win against the Hondo Owls. Medina Valley now 1-2 on the regular season, starting district this week, and we'll talk about that coming up. We'll talk a little bit about the volleyball team. Their loss to Harlan, but I know they played last night also. And then we'll be back in a moment. We're going to take a quick break and then come back with Coach Garza. You're listening to Panther Football, or you're listening to Sports for Supper, and we'll continue here in just a moment.
This is MVBN, the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Headed out to the game? Then make a stop at your local Valley Mart convenience store. With 12 area locations, Valley Mart is always right around the corner. Fuel yourself and your vehicle with quality branded gas and diesel, snacks, and fountain drinks. Always convenient, well lit with clean restrooms. Valley Mart, family owned and operated since 1984, and a proud supporter of Medina Valley athletics and area youth sports for over 30 years.
Peerless Equipment, your South Texas irrigation experts. Peerless Equipment specializes in sales and service of irrigation equipment to the agricultural and wildlife industries. This includes hose reels, big guns, pivot systems, underground pipelines, turbine well pumps, booster pumps, motors, valves, and an inventory of much more. Stop by one of their locations in Hondo and Pearsall, or give them a call at 210-434-7867. Peerless Equipment, bringing water to you.
Medina Electric Cooperative is sending 3 students on the trip of a lifetime for free. The 2020 Government in Action Youth Tour is an all-expenses-paid week-long learning and leadership event in June that starts in Austin and then takes kids to Washington, D.C. Winners also receive a $500 scholarship for college. The deadline is December 13th, 2019. Apply online at Medina.
You're watching Medina Valley Sports. This is the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Welcome back here to Sports for Supper. I'm Jared Lucky here, and Sports for Supper brought to you by Brenda Stein Photography. Brenda Stein is a photographer in Castroville who specializes in graduate, family, and sports photography. With her quality customer service and expertise in capturing the beauty you see in your graduate and family, you'll walk away with an experience to remember. She can even customize a graduation card to celebrate your graduate. Call 210-415-9873 or visit www.brendasteinphotos.com to schedule a senior or family session today. And thanks to Brenda Stein for our title sponsor here. Thank you to Sammy's Restaurant for letting us do these shows here this evening, and Maury and Dwayne ready for another show here.
Yeah, it's our 3rd week. We're raring to go. We've got a new group here today. We got some football players, and we're gonna instead of volleyball this week, we're gonna interview some cross country people.
Great. And we're gonna start with Coach Garza from the football team. And Coach, thanks for joining us here this evening. And, Coach, you're coming off of your first victory of the season, coming off a 41-14 win against the Hondo Owls. And you're going into your first district game this week. Tell us a little bit about what that win at Hondo meant going forward into this week against Lockhart.
Well, I just think, it's a big win. Anytime you beat Hondo, it's a nice win, but it was especially nice. Trying to get something together. We got a new offense coming in and new coaching staff. And, getting ready for district, we wanted to make sure we were going in on a positive note, and I think that helped kind of relieve the tension on all the kids and everything to know that, hey, stuff works. It's just going to take a little bit.
Yeah, and get that first win out of the way. Coach, looking at Lockhart, they're under new coaching staff this year too. What are we going to see with them? Is it kind of the same as what we saw last year, or they changed it up?
No, they've changed it up. On defense, they're going to be in a 3-4, kind of the old 50 look, and they'll do a lot of man behind it. They got some good athletes that run well. Offensively, they'll be in a spread offense as well.
Okay.
So they did kind of the same thing we did. They switched over from the slot T
Yes.
over to a spread formation.
Yes.
Okay, so they're both teams are going to see something different this week.
Yeah, and I know last year they had a couple of brothers running backs. Are they still there, or have they left?
They're actually, the running back went to that brother is still there, but he went to defense. He's now one of the free safeties.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember them running last year. And Coach, you're the offensive coordinator, is
Yes,
that right?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about how you were offensive coordinator last year also?
No,
No,
sir.
you weren't. Okay.
I work with defensive line.
Oh,
last
that's
year.
right. That is right. Tell us a little bit about, play calling now. You got a different, offense than what you kind of ran last year. How's that kind of focus on what you're doing?
Well, I mean, a lot of it's still the same. I mean, it's we want to still run the football. I mean, that's our key. We still got James back there. Obviously, he's a big part of our offense, and some of the line like Spencer's back, and so I mean we're just taking a different approach to it. It's still keeping the ball on the ground. We're spreading them out, and it's still option football. It's just a little bit different way of lining up on it.
Yep.
What side of the ball would you prefer coaching? You were defense last year. This year, your offense. Do you have one preference?
No, shoot, I've been doing this so long. I have fun on it. I just have fun coaching the kids, especially being back home and getting to work with, kids from families I know. I'm just having a blast.
Is this offense a little easier to dictate the flow of the game than the one last year, or which one would you consider would be harder to set into the flow of the game? Which one takes you longer to get your rhythm going?
I think both. I mean, both offenses have their pluses and minuses, I guess you could say. But I mean, we believe in what we're doing with this offense. And if you watch this early, especially like in La Vega, I mean, we're in a spread, but we're not in the old run and shoot where we're going to get up there and hurry up. We're going to still control the clock. And last week we went a little bit quicker, just because of our opponent. We felt we could move the ball a little quicker. Like I said, we just we're able to do what we want and dictate what we want to do.
Good.
Obviously your running game is real strong, Coach. Our passing game, do you feel it's on par with the running game, or do you think something we're still working on, or what's the balance right now?
Well, it's something we work on every day, and that's what we've we started, and I think our run game was ahead of where our passing, but I think our passing is catching up, and so now we're going to be it's a lot more balanced. As we got through the scrimmages, started fixing some things. Route running and things of that nature, and then you spend a lot of time watching film with the kids and get them trying to understand, that they're team routes. It's not just run out and I'm looking for the ball. Sometimes we're trying to clear out for another guy, and we've got a lot of kids that have been able to catch the ball in the last few weeks.
As technology progressive, you see more and more film as part of practice. Is that something that continues to grow, and y'all use it a lot as a learning tool?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the kids they all have their phones now, and they can pretty much pull up a video anytime they want. And so we watch it with them, but we also we use Huddle, which most of the state uses, and they're able to watch a lot of stuff, and you're able to send them stuff. So that definitely helps.
Coach, talk to me a minute about Charlie Marsh, because you've got a quarterback, but he's very able to run the ball. And he can run, he can throw. We even saw him blocking downfield for Gibson last week.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the versatility of what you have there at the quarterback position.
Well, first of all, Charlie's a great leader. He's a great young man, great leader. And you hit the nail on the head. We're watching film, and during the game you could see it. He, as soon as James broke, he took off and outran him. Made James look slow, actually, but. He's a great kid, but like I said, it's option football. So we, having that threat from that quarterback, that's just another dimension that we have that he gives us.
Absolutely.
It looks like the receivers are buying into it. Also, there's a lot of not selfish receivers out there. You know, when one of them makes a good play, they're all there saying, "Hey, good play." You know, there's no hanging the heads, and that just shows that the balance is where it needs to be, and the Panthers are trending in the right direction. And I know you made bigger fans out of Jared and myself with those screenplays because we were calling for them, and I know you don't want to show it, but that's our favorite. We'd rather see one every possession if you could, right, Jared?
Yeah. And also your receivers, you've got guys that they're catching balls in traffic. They're going up to make plays. They're helping Charlie out a lot. Something we saw on the other side of the ball, Hondo, their receivers didn't really help out Garcia last week, and that's got to be a big plus for you, being able to, hey, we can throw it to anybody on the field, and they're able to make that play.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's that's one of the things we try to stress with the kids is that it's a team game, and sometimes, like I said, sometimes you're just opening a route up for someone else. But if I do that, then the next time someone's going to open up for me.
Yeah.
Yep. So the kids are doing a great job, and like I said, we're still not where we want to be, but we're getting better every week.
Yeah. Not to mention the blocking for the receivers downfield has gotten better too. I've noticed it just this last couple of games that they're really getting after it downfield.
You're watching Medina Valley.
Quick, another question, Coach. You position as an offensive coordinator. You position yourself in the press box.
Yes.
You're not down the field. Is there a reason you just like seeing the overall view, or what? Why do you see yourself in the press box?
Well, I mean, I can see a whole lot better from I'm not the tallest guy in the world, but so I can see everything from up there. And we got I'm looking at one thing, a couple of other coaches are looking at another, and then we send everything to Coach Crisp, and Lee's able to run the game and everything down there. So it just it helps us vision-wise and communication-wise by doing that.
Yeah, and one of the things we saw, it's moving forward with the season, Bernie, a lot of penalties. Hondo, it was a lot cleaner. Down toward the end of the game, there were some again. But what's kind of been the message to the offense about cleaning up some of that play moving forward?
Well, not only to the offense, but to the whole team as well, and that was one of the big things. When we finished practice today, Coach Chris harped on that we've got to finish games, and we've got to be a lot cleaner, especially now we're getting a district. We can't afford a silly penalty to bring us back or cost us something. Every game, every play is important from now on.
Yeah, and they all matter.
Yeah.
From here on out.
From here on out, absolutely.
What other coaching do you do for Medina Valley?
I coach baseball in the spring. So
give us a typical day for you. When does it start and what time does it finish? Let's say give it a Tuesday. What does a Tuesday look for you? Because a lot of people don't realize the day length of coaches, nowadays. And I'm not saying it's a sacrifice. I'm more saying what the dedication is like for a coach. So give us a typical day.
Usually, we're up there early. I usually get there about 6:30. We have a bunch of coaches that get there before that. We lift at 7 o'clock with the kids. Then after that, we'll usually watch a little bit of film before they go to class. Obviously you go to your school day. We got athletics, right before lunch. When we finish the school day, we come back, practice, from starting about 4:30 till, about 6:30. And then, depending what's going on there, we visit with kids, maybe watch film or obviously we got to take care of some, stuff. Our trainers take care of a lot of the injury stuff, so that's taken off our plate, which is a good thing. And then, some days we meet, if we need to fix some things in practice. Some days, we feel good about it and we're able to cut it short. But, it's usually, you're usually putting in about 12 to 14 hours a day.
Wow. Not to mention the classwork. So what class do you teach?
I teach government.
Government.
So,
nice.
Yeah.
Anything else, guys? No? Coach, first of all, thanks for joining us. Good luck coming up and good luck moving forward with district play because, like you said, they all count now. So
yeah, here we go.
Yep. Here we go. And we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back with some of the players. You're listening to Sports for Supper, and we'll continue here in just a moment.
This is MVBN, the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Nobody can design, create, or maintain your lawn better than 3D Landscaping and Irrigation. With over 17 years of experience, owner Ray Doyen and his crew take pride in their craftsmanship and service. They're fully insured, offer free estimates and multiple references, so you know you're getting the best. 3D does landscaping, lawn maintenance, irrigation, tree installation, lighting, and more. Whether it's residential or commercial, 3D Landscaping and Irrigation has you covered. Give 3D a call at 830-985-9115 or find us online at threedlandscaping.com.
Double T Outfitters offers deer, dove, turkey, quail, and exotic hunts in Southwest Texas on over 20,000 low-fenced acres. They facilitate professional guide services, lodging, and fantastic meals while providing the best in Southwest hunting. Contact Double T Outfitters to find out details about their current package hunts. Contact owner Brett Ferguson at 210-413-1597 or online at doublethunting.com. You're watching Medina Valley Sports. This is the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Welcome back here to Sports for Supper, and we're joined by 3 football players here, and we're going to start with Garrison Garza, who is also our broadcasting intern here on the Medina Valley Broadcast Network. And Garrison, tell us your number, your position, and your grade in school, if you will.
Well, I'm Garrison Garza. I'm a wide receiver. My number is 83, and I'm a senior this year.
All right, and Garrison, you got – it's hard to talk to someone we talk to every day.
He's on the wrong side of the table.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird, isn't it?
So tell us a little bit about, like, your day. Like, you're a receiver. When you go into practice, what does your practice kind of look like? How does it go, like, timeline-wise?
Well, in the very beginning of practice, we go with our wide receiver coach, Coach Rumors, and we do a couple of drills and warm up, and then we go with the skills and the backs, quarterbacks, and we do routes on air, and then we'll eventually go on to some 7-on-7 and then some team, and that's about. It goes like that. It goes in progression of just us to the team.
Conditioning is the last.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. That position that Garrison plays, they rotate the plays in, and there's a lot of running that happens. If you watch
that.
He needs to be like Antonio Brown and wear one of those watches and tell me how many steps they put in the game.
Well, why don't you buy him one, Dad?
Wrong subject.
There are the 2 receivers that switching out. We're called the Z receiver. It's me and Mason Vogel, and we go in every other play. And sometimes it can get a little tiring, I will admit.
No, I've seen y'all get. You're running full speed in from the sideline because you only have the clock to get the play in. And being a receiver there. Talk to us a bit about your route running. Like when you're running a route, what are the things that you're focused on?
Well, I really love being a receiver this year because we get to be in the spread. And last year we ran the slot T. That wasn't, necessarily the most fun thing to be a receiver. But now with the slot, with the spread offense, it's a lot more fun. We have a lot more options.
You're in the same position.
Anyways,
enough from the peanut.
Give us a call.
What do you mean by that?
Just give
us a play.
Coach Garza gives the play down to Coach Crisp. You send it in. Give us just you get to the huddle. What do you tell Charlie? What's the play?
I tell him the play like one of the most basic plays is like I tell him the formation like a blue right, and then I'll call the play like a pass play is like it's like you told formation and then the route you run like 71, and that's just a basic route. I probably shouldn't be saying this, but
no. But have you ever this year got halfway out there and say, "Oh, I forgot what the call was"?
No, not really. I've been doing this quite a long time, and it's not too hard. And Charlie and Coach will probably just yell at us if we can mess it up, and so I'm not too worried.
Okay, well, be honest here. So you bring the play in, and you tell Charlie the play. Does he ever give you that look? It's like, why are we doing that?
Sometimes
he kind of looked over there.
Put him on the spot, and probably the rest of the huddle may be saying the same thing. But anyway,
well, let me ask you this question: when you come to the line of scrimmage and you're a receiver, obviously your quarterback's looking at the defense, but you are too. Is like seeing them? Are you have like 3 options of how you're going to break your route based on the defense, or is that something that the quarterback calls out when he comes to the line? How are you figuring that out?
My main priority is just to focus on the corner, and depending on the route I'm running at the moment, I'm either going to inside release, outside release. It all depends on the corner. The corner's the guy I read.
Depends on how tight he's playing you.
Yep. Almost 100% of the time I read the corner.
And is that called when you bring the play in, or is that set up when Charlie gets up there and looks at the line of scrimmage and says, "Okay, the cornerback's pressed up on Garrison now. Instead of running a 5-yard in or a 5-yard out, he's going to give a stutter step and go for a fly"? Is that something that's determined before you go out there, or is that something that's determined after he?
It's really determined before we go out there. The coaches usually are watching the defense, and they'll call someone that works in that form.
So I guess what I'm asking is, do you know when it's your chance, when it's your turn to catch the ball, or is it something where you never know?
Well, certain plays, there's certain plays that are more targeted to me and more targeted to other people. Like if it's targeted to our tailback, I'm gonna run a route to maybe draw him away from the tailback. And there's some that are specifically designed to go to my position. Yes.
All right. And Garrison, what other sports do you play after football?
I do play baseball, and that's my main other sport.
And what position do you play in baseball?
I play a lot in the outfield, but I'm probably going to be a right fielder this year.
Okay. And what? I know a lot of people like to hit. I like to play in the field. What do you prefer? You like being at bat, or you like throwing somebody out at home plate from the outfield?
I've always liked the field, I have to admit. It's just something that I just always felt at home in the outfield. It's been one of my favorite things. I love being in the field.
And also our broadcast intern here, but it's harder for him this year because you're starting football, you're starting baseball this year, so it's going to be harder for you to get to the broadcast with us.
Well, not to mention his FFA duties. You want to talk a little bit about FFA?
Yeah, talk about that because you do broadcasting for them, right?
Do parliamentary procedure, don't you?
Oh, no, I don't do that. It's almost too hard for me. But yeah, I do a lot of stuff. FA is another big thing I like doing. Y'all did say I'm in the radio thing. It's basically like a mock radio script, and it's a public speaking competition. But I guess you could say I get a lot of experience in this.
That's good.
Awesome. And let's move on to the next person we have here. And if you'll give us your name, your number, your position.
Well, my name is Moses Cortez. I'm number 75, and I play left tackle.
Play left. Oh, we got the lineman here.
Yes, sir.
And okay, so left tackle. So you come up to the line of scrimmage. Is your center calling out your blocking scheme? Do you know what you're blocking before you even get there?
Yeah, sir. We know what we're really blocking. Our coaches train us to always remember your call, remember where to put your hand in the dirt, know our splits we have between each other, so we pretty much know everything. So Spencer doesn't really have to tell us anything.
So regardless of how they're lined up against you, you're blocking.
Yes, sir.
You know where you're blocking.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
Pass or run blocking, do you like better?
Obviously, I gotta say it's a tough one. I think I'm gonna say pass blocking.
Oh, you get to pancake somebody though the other way.
I mean, it's a dream. I'm getting there, but I want to get it. It's a dream. I'm not giving up every play.
So y'all have a 2-minute drill also
yes,
that
sir.
y'all do. How do you know? So you get the signals from a certain coach from the sideline. How does the line know what to do versus – because it looks like there's different people giving different signals. Mm-hmm. The backs get one group, and then y'all get another group of signals?
We just go based on the number of the play.
Is that what it is?
Yes, sir. That's all it is. Like if it's just like 70 series that we like to run, we just know just to cut.
Okay.
And then there's certain play numbers that we got to stay up, and there's some we know, like I said, we just got cut and just drive out.
When you're pass blocking,
yes,
being that you're forming the outside of the pocket there,
yes,
and Charlie might get blindsided.
My goal is to not let him.
Yeah. Does he ever get on you and tell you, hey, man, you got to watch that guy?
I mean, I try my best, to be honest with you. I'm not going to – if Charlie falls, I'm going to pick him up regardless. But the first thing that goes through my head is keeping Charlie alive every play. That's one thing that –
Keeping him upright.
Yes, sir. Every play that goes in my mind.
Okay, now I want to bring the elephant in the room.
Yes, sir.
The procedure penalties.
Yes, sir.
What are y'all working on to make sure that you limit those or let go a game without even having any?
I mean, our main goal is just to line up right and just not to move. I mean, that's one of our problems that we had, and it's a problem person myself I have. Them moving across the line, I'm just like, want to jump, you're eager to go to the next play. But I mean, I think our main goal is just to like know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Is it something when that happens? Is it something that the play doesn't get in sometimes in time where y'all are rushing, or I mean, what is the main reason for them? Just wanting to get up there and pancake somebody?
Yeah, we're just really eager. I think we're not mentally focused too much on the play. We're just really ready to hit someone, and it's one feeling that's got to go.
And I would imagine when you get up there and you have defensive linemen jumping across the line
yes,
and
sir.
stuff coming at you, that's I mean, it's just, to me, would be a natural reaction to try to block them.
We try not to piss off Coach Herb and Coach Kirkpatrick. But
sometimes you just got to.
Yes, sir. It's nice to hear him get on to us after a while.
So which one gets on you the worst?
I mean, I got to say, maybe Kirkpatrick. I mean, but they're both equally the same because they want us to all get better on the line. I'm not gonna lie about that.
But I will say one thing though: when y'all do make a great play and y'all come to the sidelines, those two are the first ones that pat you on the back too.
Every day, give us a high five.
So it works both ways.
Yes, sir. I gotta respect that.
So what's a typical day for a lineman at practice?
I mean, pretty much, coach calls us up. We got to do the sleds, drive it about maybe 100 yards down and back. I mean, 50 down and then 50 coming back, 100 yards. And after that, we just go, varsity has their own group, JV has their own group, and then we do, double team blocks and combo blocks. And we just do many footwork drills that we use to, stay on our feet. And we just do a lot of pass rush against our JV defense and our offense. And pretty much that's all about it, just blocking, going over plays over and over until we get them in our heads right.
Well, this year, just from the times that Spencer's been on here,
yes, sir.
Instead of working against the JV team, y'all are actually working against the varsity this year.
Yes, sir.
For the speed and everything to coincide with who you're going to play. That
it's pretty challenging. I'm not gonna lie, but they make us better, and I respect that. I mean, I do get embarrassed every now and then, every day. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, they're just that damn good in my opinion.
Who's the best, the offensive line or the defensive line? Who would win in a tug of war?
In a tug of war, I gotta say our offensive line because of Spencer. Spencer.
Well, see, but y'all have
offensive traits.
But see, y'all have 5, and they only have 4.
I mean,
there you go.
It out.
Yeah,
we got the extra muscle power.
Yeah.
When you got the lefty center in the ball, you got power on that side. There ain't no doubt about it. Spencer's a beast. All of y'all have been playing, and
yes,
y'all are buying into the system.
Oh yes, sir.
Getting better and better every week. You can see the progression.
You talk to me a little bit about the blocking scheme change because you've gone to a different style of offense. So what's changed for you having to block
pretty
this year?
Our change for blocking is probably our steps and I think our hand movement, our hand gestures. Like instead of us like last year where we had to be I guess not passive, but enough where you have to get the block. This time we just gotta be more aggressive with our hands. Our hands is gonna determine whether we get the play for a big play or not. I mean, that's what matters. Our footwork especially is the one that gets us going the most. So I mean, that's one thing we have to worry about. It's just our feet.
After football, what else do you?
I mean, to be honest, I don't do anything else after football, but I do tend to go to the weight room to train for any other sport in case something pops up. I mean, I'm willing to do powerlifting. That's one of my goals to do by the end of this year, is to be a powerlifter.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
All right, and thanks for joining us. And we have one more. If you'll slide the microphone on down.
Yes, sir.
And if you will tell us your name, number, position, your grade.
My name is Hunter Sanchez. My number is 56. I play center, and I'm a senior.
Okay. Go ahead, Maury.
So, what is your basic call when you're the center? What you're calling when the play's called? You're the one signaling out. Okay, this is the mic. This is who we're blocking. And
well,
what is your basic call to your linemen?
Like Moses said, everyone knows all their plays, so we're all situated on that part. It'll depend on if it's a pass or run play. So if it's a pass play, linebacker creeps up and he's planning to rush either on the left or right side. I'm going to call man left or man right, just simple stuff like that.
So if one of the other linemen go down, are you next in line as the guard or tackle, or are you just basically going to spell Spencer? Or have you ever been put in another position other than the center?
No, sir.
Hunter, you're part of that core group that started years ago.
Yeah.
Back in the Pop Warner days when you were probably 6, 7, 8 years old, way back then. What is there, probably 10 or 15 you guys that are still playing together?
I believe
probably
so.
Something like that. Are you kind of sad to see it end after playing all these years together as a group?
Yes, sir.
Because this is your senior year, and this will be pretty much it. And I know that core group has been playing together since flag football days, and I don't know how long that's been. It's probably 4th or 5th grade as guys have been playing it. And like I say, there's about 10 or 15 that have been playing together, and they've played a lot of games together. And I know Garrison's part of that group too, that this is going to be the final year for them. So it's kind of sad to see it end.
Pass blocking or run blocking, which do you prefer?
Run.
Run blocking.
Why?
Why?
Because it's easier to do. That
you just have to go forward and find somebody.
Find someone, hook them up, and then drive them down the field.
And your job as the center is to chip the guy in front of you and then get a little piece of the linebacker keeping keeping your running backs free in that hole?
Yes, sir. And that'll all depend on what play we call in the huddle.
So, which side of the line is the strongest? The left side or the right side? Put your other partner here, on the spot.
With my other partner, I'm gonna say maybe on the 2 tackles, but more leaning to the right side.
All right.
But what I want to say is, you say you like the run blocking, but what do y'all do as far as he was mentioning footwork and your hands work? What do you work on in practice to improve your footwork and the way you use your hands to where you don't hold somebody?
Well, during practice, when we are going up against a JV, so they'll have like a little scout defense for us. We're all supposed to go at 100%. So while we're like driving, we get a feel of our hands and footwork at the same time.
So when y'all are blocking, do y'all have to? You got obstacles you got to jump over when you're engaged?
Yes, sir.
Is it cone drills? That's what it's called.
And outside of football, do you play any other sports?
I currently don't play any sports, any other sports, but I'm going to try out for powerlifting this year.
Okay.
Who is the powerlifting coach now? That
Coach Lenz and Coach Guzman.
Okay.
Were they? Did they help any last year in the powerlifting?
These are 2 new coaches.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
Hunter,
Awesome.
coming off a big decisive win off with Hondo this last week, you got Lockhart coming up. What's the morale of the team right now coming off a big team going into district play? Is it any different than it was last week or the week before, or are they a little pumped up, ready to go? What does it feel like in the locker room?
We're all pumped up, very much so.
Ready to start district?
Yes.
Ready to get going?
Get it going for good.
Yeah.
For real.
Yep. Awesome. Awesome, guys. Thank you all for joining us. Good luck in the upcoming week, and good luck on, down the road. And hopefully maybe we'll get to talk to y'all again later on.
When the playoffs.
When the playoffs come.
Absolutely.
And we're going to go ahead and take a break, and then we'll be back. You're listening to Sports for Supper, and we'll continue here in just a moment.
This is MVBN, the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Nobody can design, create, or maintain your lawn better than 3D Landscaping and Irrigation. With over 17 years of experience, owner Ray Doyen and his crew take pride in their craftsmanship and service. They're fully insured, offer free estimates, and multiple references, so you know you're getting the best. 3D does landscaping, lawn maintenance, irrigation, tree installation, lighting, and more. Whether it's residential or commercial, 3D Landscaping and Irrigation has you covered. Give 3D a call at 830-985-9115 or find us online at threedlandscaping.com.
Double T Outfitters offers deer, dove, turkey, quail, and exotic hunts in Southwest Texas on over 20,000 low-fenced acres. They facilitate professional guide services, lodging, and fantastic meals while providing the best in Southwest hunting. Contact Double T Outfitters to find out details about their current package hunts. Contact owner Brett Ferguson at 210-413-1597 or online at doublethunting.com. You're watching Medina Valley Sports. This is the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Welcome back here to Sports for Supper. Just had the football players on and Coach Garza. Now we're going to move into our second segment of this, and we have Coach Bermea from the cross-country team. And, Coach, thanks for joining us here this evening.
Thanks for having me.
And we had you on last year, and there was a lot of good things going, and then you had a state qualifier last year. Macy Livingston made
yes, sir,
state,
that's correct.
right?
Macy made state.
Talk to me about the season, because y'all have already started running, right?
Oh, yes, sir. We are definitely moving 7 weeks in, so we've been running pretty strong. Our numbers look good, probably right around 70 kids on the daily showing up to run. Varsity girls look strong. Last year, after qualifying for region, they finished 11th at region. Varsity boys finished 17th at region. So we lost some seniors last year that were tough to see go away, but definitely know that we had some freshmen step in that are hungry.
On both sides, the girls and the boys, or you lost more on
the boys' side?
Boys' side?
Yes, sir, boys' side.
Well, last year the program was really strong, Coach. Is it just as strong this year? Because I know the numbers are still there, aren't they?
Yes, sir. We feel like we're getting stronger, actually. We
Wow.
had a good season last year. Ended up being able to be successful and won the district across the board, which is always good to do. But then you kind of put a target on your back, which is it's okay too, because it keeps us from getting complacent.
Yeah, absolutely. And 5 meets so far?
Yes, sir.
Does that sound right? Ingram, Uvalde. We had one at home already?
Yes, we hosted on the
and then
31st.
Hondo and then Bandera was last Saturday,
Yes, sir.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell us a little bit about what happened in Bandera.
Bandera, we kind of used it as a good meet to kind of get amped up for the next few weeks, because we got two good weeks coming ahead of us. Our varsity boys, we gave them a break in the sense that we're preparing to try and run after state. We want to take them to Nike Cross, which is a big regional race that they host out in Houston. So we gave them the week off. The girls on our end, we ended up running them as well, varsity, because we need another good meet. We'd seen some good things, but we were anxious to see them give us a little more.
When you say good meet, and people don't understand that you don't run the same course in cross country. It's all different. How do you determine? Okay, this is the one we want to go to. This is, which is the toughest one that y'all will have this year?
Going in this week, it'll be a pretty tough meet. We are going down to the Islander Splash. We're taking our top boys and girls and running them in a gold division. Essentially what it is, it's a regional preview, because anybody who thinks they might have a chance to run at region, they're going to be down to this weekend running.
And this will be the same course that will be set up at regional?
Same exact course for region.
Are they all set at a certain distance, or are they different distances?
They all should be a 5K. Nothing's certified, so it's approximate 5K. Depending on the tangent run by the athlete, it could vary. Definitely a little bit shorter, a little bit longer. Last year, the course was cut at 3 miles just because we had 40 inches of rain last fall, so that did alter the course. But most courses, approximate 5K.
And that was at the beginning of the year when we had him here last year.
Yes.
Y'all were talking about the one race that they just came from being cut short
from weather,
because of the weather.
Yeah. Yes. This year, y'all, the training program's a little different. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Can you tell us a little bit what the difference is? Are we doing weight training now too? I understand.
We always have weight training kind of in there. Our goal in the weight room is to definitely max out with reps, not so much with weight.
Right.
Just because we're trying to simulate the run, which is asking those muscles to sustain workout for long periods of time. We definitely started to employ a little bit different workout in the sense that running-wise, we're going pretty heavy this year. We didn't hesitate early on that we were running on Saturday, and that Friday we'd come out and we'd just be blazing out 400s. So usually in years past we were a little bit lighter on the Friday before, but this year we're trying to really make sure that we do our work early in the season. That way when it's time to kind of step back and let the kids get their legs back, we hope they're going to fly.
And y'all are doing like daily goals now when you're running, right?
Yes, we are. We're doing it now. We're journaling, trying to coach the mind as well as the body, because it lets the kids realize, they've tracked this many miles to this point in the week, and essentially it lets us into their life a little more than just what we have throughout the daily. Essentially running 70 kids, you try to talk to them on a daily basis, but you're not going to get that. So this lets us know if there's something plaguing them, something bothering them, or where we can help outside of just the running realm.
Wow. And the next two meets that y'all go to, it's going to be the same courses as what regionals and state?
Absolutely, yes.
So you'll get an idea of.
Like I said, this week is the Islander. Next weekend we'll run at the McNeil, which is in Round Rock. Exact same course to run at state if somebody qualifies.
How difficult do they set the courses up as far as you got pretty good climbs and things in them? Are there some that are pretty tough and then some that aren't so much?
Generally, yes. I think the Islander is more of a flat course, just being down there. Years past, they used to run what we call serpentine tiers, and they've taken those out. So it's a pretty fast course. The McNeil does have elevation, which is something we smile at, because being here where we are, we're fortunate that we have lots of elevation to play with. So when we host, if there's a hill, you're going to run it. We hosted on 31st. We had middle school through varsity, and we made sure that the middle school mile, it included a hill. So
well, and I don't know if it's a plus or minus, but the weather just here is a lot more brutal than it is in a lot of places where you're going to go. The heat index and just the humidity, that's what people don't realize is what is a normal day. How many miles are they running in a normal day?
We'll look at a Monday. Monday is what we call our longer distance day, longer steady distance. And we've got some of the boys, we run for an hour that are pushing 9 miles on one day. Wow. And at the very least, we're getting anywhere from 5 to 6 miles out of each runner. So that's a Monday.
So, and we were talking about, does it seem hotter? It is hotter.
Does
it take a toll on the kids?
It does. We, you stay on them for hydration, but still, they're kids at the end of the day, and they're not going to remember. So we do our best to keep them watered and cool down, and we plan recoveries. This year we started doing something different as well. As Wednesdays, actually, the kids coming here are just coming out of practice. We do a heat tolerance day, which is our Wednesday, because we know going down to Corpus to run, even though you're running anywhere from 9 to 10 in the morning, it's still going to be humid. It's going to be muggy. So we try to do our best to simulate.
So
that.
is there a process for hydration? Do you tell them the night before? What are steps to take in order before a meet?
Our goal is hydration never stops. When you drink water during practice, essentially, it's just to keep a little bit of moisture in that throat. But other than that, it's nonstop. We say the average person's about 64 fluid ounces. We are 100 plus fluid ounces on the daily.
Is there a limit on how many meets they can run in before district
we
comes
have
up?
eight meets that we're allowed for the season.
Each
athlete.
individual,
Yes,
right?
each individual.
So you can go to as many meets as you want. You can
Yes.
only run them so many
Sure,
times.
the coaches can pick and choose which ones they run, kind of like we
Okay.
did with our boys last week, and then we'll decide for the girls later in the season.
Okay.
Will we be competitive this year in district again?
We think so. We definitely, Harlan is a team that's up and coming.
Is
They're
it?
growing. They've got good talent. That's on the girls' side. We will see Uvalde look pretty strong. They've had regional state qualifiers in the past. Eagle Pass win right now we're bringing back the district champion for the 5K on the boys' side. He looks good. He's a senior. So I tell our kids on daily, there's no giving. I mean, 5,000 meters, they're all similar but very different. So we can't just go out there and check a box. We've got to get out there and do what we're supposed to do.
Yeah. Speaking of something like that, when each individual, like you obviously know about like times they can run for a
Sure.
5K and things like that. Do you give them goals like, hey, for this meet, we want you to be within like this time frame, and then the next one within this one? Is
Absolutely. We're always trying to improve on the course and improve on time. Early in the season, we set what's called our PPM, which is our pace per mile, and the kids learn that and they live it and they breathe it. And we share with them charts, we share with them links that they can get on, and we make sure they know what they're looking for pace per mile. And we do a great job. We try to do a great job with our kids grouping them. So we're pushing them to run a group ahead. We throw the boys in a group, and they do a really good job of staying in a real tight group. Like our top 3 boys, they could go any way on any given Saturday.
Wow.
It's good to have that competition among yourself.
Absolutely.
Well, the sport is growing, I think, as a whole. On a typical meet, what are the numbers that are out there? How many are competing for varsity boys and varsity girls?
Early in the season, they allot for 10 just because, kids are still trying to find their way, and you want to make sure you give the coaches the opportunity to see their kids head-to-head because, you could say one runs varsity and JV and one runs JV, but it's a little different when they run side-by-side and know they're actually fighting for a top 7 spot. So going in the district, you'll put 7 on your list, 7 will run, and you'll point to top 5.
Now you can qualify as a team, correct?
Yes, sir.
It's not just individual running. I mean, they can qualify individual,
Yes.
but how do they do that? Do they keep like the best so many times, or
It's on places, so you want the five places point for your team and the closest to 0, much like a golf score.
Okay.
So lowest score wins.
Okay. And one last thing is running, especially distance running, is a lot of mental.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot that goes into that. Your legs start getting tired. You see the people in front of you have to catch. You start thinking to yourself, I might not catch them. Talk to me about how you prepare the mental part of their running.
A big part of what we're doing now, like I said, is the journaling aspect because it allows the kids. They give us feedback on some, workouts, how they feel. Also, we have motivational words that we use on a daily. We do have captains that are kind of starting to take that over a little bit too. But just setting goals as a team, having some success last year. Once again, that's not a given. We've got to get out and take care of business all season long to get ready for that district meet. But that's been something we've been hanging our hat on. That not only did we do well, but like I said early on, we set that target on our back, and we're hosting district again this year. That's been motivation in itself. We train the course on the daily. We tell the kids that it's going to be ingrained in your brain, ingrained in your veins. You've got to sleep and eat that course because, we are at a great advantage hosting that.
Yeah.
And the kids working hard. They're excited. They want to see what we can do on October 17th.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Coach, for joining us, and good luck on the season upcoming. And we're going to be joined by, I think you've got 4 runners.
We want to see another parade.
Yeah.
That's the goal every time.
Yep.
But yes, sir. We just do what we need to do, and hopefully good things happen.
Yeah, and we're going to be joined by some of the runners here in just a second. We're going to take a break and come back. You're listening to Sports for Supper, and we'll continue in just a moment.
You're watching Medina Valley Sports. This is the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Buying a new house means a lot of decisions, starting with Where are you going to get the best mortgage? At our bank, we offer competitive rates, flexible terms, expert-friendly advice, and without the long wait you get from one of those big city financials. Make your dream home a reality. Talk with us. We're an equal housing lender. Come home to Castroville State Bank. Member FDIC. Visit us online at castrovillestatebank.com.
Every time I get a check, it means a trip to the bank. Well, not anymore. With a new mobile deposit feature on my banking app, you just snap a picture of the check, tap a screen, and you're done. I call it Easy Chair Banking.
Come home to Castroville State Bank. Member FDIC. Visit us online at castrovillestatebank.com. The pace of business is faster than ever. That's why when you need a business loan, you want a bank that can act fast. Not only do you get great rates and fast answers, you get the financial advice you need to keep your business growing. It's a better way to borrow. Stop by and let's talk. Come home to Castroville State Bank. Member FDIC. Visit us online at castrovillestatebank.com.
You're watching Medina Valley Sports. This is the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Welcome back here to Sports for Supper. And we're joined with 2 girls from the cross-country team and 2 of the boys from the cross-country team. And we're going to start down on the end. And if you'll give us your name and your class and school. Go ahead.
I'm Macy Livingston, and I'm a junior on varsity.
And you qualified for state last year, correct?
Yes, sir.
And tell me a little bit about that experience.
Well, it did not go as I planned. I started to freak out on the starting line, and from there it was just kind of downhill. But I'm using it to be angry and make that a motivation and not ever do that again.
Yeah, you're not giving yourself enough credit, Macy. I mean, just getting to state as a sophomore, I mean, that's a big achievement. So, yeah, give yourself a pat on the back for doing that. Expectations for this year?
Well, definitely to return to state, and this time execute as I plan and just have a good race and race against some really good girls.
Just the atmosphere overwhelmed you?
It did. Yeah, the state champion was actually in my starting box, and I knew her name, and I knew what she had done in the past, and that definitely freaked me out in a way I did not expect.
Well, and we talked to Coach Bermea a while ago about the mentality when you're running and the mental part of it. Talk to us a little bit about that, because, that was part of that, and running a distance is really a mentality game other than just your fitness.
Yeah, definitely. We have been journaling this year just to make sure that we're mentally focused and mentally tough. We have pushed past our mental expectations of workouts before, so that way we don't just quit whenever our mind tells us to. And we've worked on pushing past that and getting stronger.
Well, Macy, you've also not only do you have challenges on the field, on the course, but you have challenges going on at home right now. How's your mom doing?
She's battling. We got some good news past week that some tumors have shrunk and others have completely gone away, which is really good.
Awesome. That's
and she's
awesome.
about
Great
halfway
news.
through chemo.
Okay, great. Glad to hear that. She's listening back at home. We're excited to hear that. With something like that going on, does it hinder you or does it motivate you? How do you treat that?
Running really helps. It's a good therapy, and I'm just focusing on making sure that I'm strong on and off the course, and finding ways to continue to stay strong, even though as you said, it's hard.
Yeah, awesome job though.
Well, you have this year and next year coming up, and maybe these next 2 years when you're on the starting line, you'll have some girl behind you saying, wow, this is a defending state champ. She's in my lane. That's Macy Livingston. Maybe you turn the tables a little bit and put the onus back on them.
Well, Maury, she's on her way. She just took first in Bandera. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How'd that feel?
It felt pretty good. It was really hot. We had a really late start, but it's always good to have momentum going from one meet to another.
And this state meet is going to be the same place it was last year?
Yes, sir.
What is your goal? What time are you looking to get
My goal is to be at a sub 18 5K, which is about sub 6 a mile pace. And I've been training every day towards that goal. And so we'll see where it takes me.
Good job, Macy.
Yep. And we'll move on down. And tell us your name, your grade.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Polito, and I'm a junior on varsity.
Okay, and you ran last year too?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and tell us, what are your goals moving forward to this year to improve from last year?
Last year, I don't feel I was as strong as I was this year, and I felt physically so much stronger, mentally so much stronger, and just like knowing how far I've come, I expect to come much farther towards my senior year.
Okay. What are kind of, so when you start the year, you kind of have, this is what I'm running.
Yes.
Do you set a goal for the end of the year, like this is where I want to be then, or do you go from meet to meet? Kind of how does that work?
I want to say that I have a goal at the end of the year, but I just feel like as every meet goes on, I just try to shave my time off slowly and surely, and that's what I'm working towards.
Just take it one at a time.
Are you stronger on a flat course or a course that has a lot of incline?
With the work that we've been doing, I think I'm stronger on an incline.
You would prefer to run
Yes.
when it has the hills?
And
Coach Barmea said there's not a hill y'all aren't going to run?
We attack every hill.
This might sound like a weird question, but being that I've run before, I don't like to run downhill. Do y'all prefer running uphill or down?
As a weird question, I prefer uphill. Downhill,
Yeah.
I feel like I have less control.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I know that might just be me, but I wanted to see how people who do it every day, if they kind of think the same way or not.
Yeah.
Jasmine, you were also a top 10 finisher last week. You came in 9th?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct? In Bandera. What was your time?
23:46, I think.
And you say you want to try to improve every time. How much time do you think you can cut off of that?
I can shave 20, 30, 40 seconds,
Wow.
hopefully.
Okay, good, great.
How does this course set up to the one at regionals and at the state meet? Which is harder?
Regional state, mostly just because of the pressure, I think, rather than the course, because I think that mentality gets to you much more than your physical body does with the course. And the heat and the weather definitely does incorporate into that.
Well, when you line up at one of those meets, there's not going to be any weak person in that whole group because they've all earned their spot there.
Did you run in Corpus last year?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you kind of know the course already. You know what to expect, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good to go then, right?
Still intimidating, but yes.
Awesome. And let's outside of cross country, do you do any other sports?
I do track.
You do track. What do you run in track? Long distance, probably.
I do short distance, actually.
Really?
I'm a sprinter. I do the relays.
Wow. Awesome. And all right.
Never would have guessed that.
I would not have guessed that. No. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll move on to the guys.
Thank you for having me.
Good job, Jasmine.
And if you will tell us your name and grade.
Hi, I'm Case Henrich, and I'm a senior on varsity.
All right. And were you here with us last year? Did you come to the show?
No.
You weren't
No,
one of them
sir.
that came last year. What is your goals going forward into this year from last year? What are you hoping to accomplish this season?
Well, last year I took it off just because I felt like I just felt a little burnt out from my freshman and sophomore year. But going into this year, I feel like we have a good team going into regionals, and especially this weekend at the regional meet or at the regional course. And I feel like we're gonna do it. I feel like we can go far to state. I feel like.
Tell me about getting burned out on. Is it just the running every single day? Like that's your life for?
Yeah, since 7th grade I've been running, and I don't know, just last year I just felt a little burnt out, and I do.
Case, you did club running too, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
So you were doing it almost year round.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I could see how that could happen.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about. Did you run in Bandera this past?
No, sir. Our varsity team didn't run it.
Okay. When's your next meet?
This Saturday.
This Saturday. That's
yes,
okay. Do you know that course at all? Have you seen it before?
Yeah, my freshman and sophomore year I ran there, but they've changed it a little. They changed it last year, so it's a little different. There's not any hills at all from how it was 2 years ago.
So outside of what you run when school is in session, what is a normal day for you outside of school? Well, I mean, How far do you run on the weekends when you're?
Usually some weekends on Sunday I'll get a little running in, but I usually like to just relax and take the weekends off, just because we get anywhere from 20 to 30 miles a week during the week when we are running. So
is it something though that if you got a million things going on at your house, you just say, you know what, I'm going to go out and run and block everything out, and that's your escape to get away from everything?
Sometimes, yeah, I'd just like to get out and go run just to get my mind off things, but yeah, that's generally, yeah.
So do y'all run more in the mornings or in the afternoons?
We run more in the mornings. Wednesday's our only day that we run in the
afternoons. That's the only day you run in the afternoon?
Yes,
okay.
Well, when are the meets usually set up? Are they in the morning or are they in the afternoon? Or
morning.
They're trying to run them in the morning. Varsity boys and girls usually run in the morning, so it's usually the sun's already coming up when we run, but it is a little cooler than when JV runs.
Unless it's nice and humid.
Yeah, unlike in Corpus when it'll be humid.
Case, when you were a freshman and sophomore, you posted some really, really good times back then. You were running really fast. Are you back to that point there yet, or are you still working to get there?
I believe I'm still my times for cross country are definitely faster than they were then, and I'm gonna run track too, and I'm really hoping to get the 2-mile record.
Oh wow!
But yeah, I think my time, if the way I'm training right now, I think if I keep training, I can get back to the times that I was at my freshman year.
Awesome.
What is the record?
It's 9:56 right now.
Is that a Medina Valley record?
Yes, sir. That's the Medina Valley record.
9. Wow. And you run track also, or no?
Yes, sir.
You do.
Track.
And what are the events you do in track?
The 2 and the 1 mile.
Okay. When you look at like cross country, obviously you're going about 3.1 miles roughly. Would you rather do that or run like the 1 mile and try to go as fast as you can for a mile?
I don't know. I really prefer the 2 mile just on the track, just because. Nothing against the 5K or the 1 mile. It's just a little faster, and it's at the end of the race, and everybody's just going real fast. But in the 2 mile, I just like to take my time on the first mile and then really go out on the second mile.
So how far apart are those events?
The 2 miles the first race of the track meet, and the mile is the second to last.
So it's just a matter of hours before you're doing it. Wow.
That's a lot of waiting around, though.
Yes.
I mean, some of those meets get pretty long.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where the mind preparation can really help you a bunch.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thanks, and good luck in the meet coming up this Saturday. And good luck, going forward with the season.
Good luck, Case. Good job.
And one more. So name and grade also, please.
Hi, my name is Timothy Teague, and I'm a freshman on varsity.
Okay. Do y'all have – okay, so does middle school have a cross-country team? And did you run 7th and 8th grade?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that. Like, okay, so in middle school, how long are the courses?
They're usually 2 miles long.
Okay, so you're adding a mile coming into this year.
Yes,
is that a little bit intimidating, or do you feel like you handle it pretty well?
When I was in 8th grade, I felt like it was intimidating. It was going to be harder. But now that I'm running it and everything, it's easier.
Okay.
I can handle it.
And when was the last meet that you ran in?
Hondo? Was it Hondo?
Hondo.
You had a top 10 finish also in Hondo, didn't you? So does that help with confidence?
Yes.
Coming in the top 10, make you feel comfortable going in the rest of the. So, you're a freshman, so you have a lot of pressure on you. You're trying to compete with the rest of them as being a freshman. So, with a top 10 finish, I mean, that's got to motivate you and make you feel comfortable running with the rest of them, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. It does help me.
Absolutely.
What's changed preparation-wise from coming up from middle school now into high school?
Well, in middle school, we didn't really run as much as it did. We just did like these little small workouts.
Okay.
Now high school, I've really started running like a lot more.
It's a lot more rigorous. A lot more.
Which is your favorite course, flat or incline? Do you like the hills or you like the flat courses?
I like the hills, especially with the workouts we've been doing.
That's kind of the consensus.
Do you have? I know you have a few brothers because I've coached them in baseball and stuff. How much are they? How much have they supported you to be where you're at now? Because I know your family is real close.
Sure. They've supported me a lot, and after every race, they usually text or call me and say, "Good job," and to keep like fighting.
Which one is the biggest pusher? Which one pushes your buttons more?
Probably my oldest brother, cause Sergio, and he just, that's like his personality. He's like, he always pushes people. And
Josh is more laid back.
Josh is more laid back. Yes.
What's kind of your goal for the season?
My main goal is to go to state freshman year.
Wow.
I like that.
I like that too. That's big time.
So what time-wise, what do you need to improve on your time that you think you need to get there? What is the time that you need to run at the regional track meet to get to, or the regional cross-country meet to get to the state meet?
Probably somewhere around the low 15s.
And where do you stand right now?
Right now I'm in the middle 16s, kind of.
That's doable.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, very doable. Wow. You got Dwayne? Anything?
No, I'm good. Good luck to you as a freshman.
Yep,
absolutely.
Thank you.
We look forward to having you here year after year. Maybe we can talk better numbers and competing up there with winning state.
And have 4 parades.
That'll work.
I like that.
Yep.
Thanks to all of y'all for coming out.
Yeah, absolutely, and good luck to y'all in the rest of the season. And
are y'all all running in Corpus next week or this week?
Yeah.
Good luck to y'all.
Yeah, good luck to y'all for sure. And we're going to take a break, and then I think Dr. Rohrbach's here to talk with us, so we'll be back in a minute. You're listening to Sports for Supper, and we'll continue here in just a moment.
This is MVBN, the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home in Castroville, Texas has been providing funeral services to families in the Medina Valley and surrounding areas for many generations. Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home is proud to support the broadcast by the Medina Valley Broadcast Network for the athletes and students participating in this event. Go Panthers! Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home, Castroville, Texas. You may view obituaries at Tondre, Tondre-Gwynn, Guinn.com, or visit the Facebook page of Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home to view funeral notices.
Are you ready for a vacation? Tanya with Travel by Design can help you with all your vacation destination needs. At no cost to you, she can plan all of the details tailored to your unique wants and needs. So all you have to do is enjoy your vacation. Tanya is a certified expert with Disney, Universal Orlando, and California, Sandals, and all cruise lines. Give Tanya a call at 830-931-4834 or visit her Facebook page, Tanya with Travel by Design, for all the latest specials and must-do vacations.
Headed out to the game? Then make a stop at your local Valley Mart convenience store. With 12 area locations, Valley Mart is always right around the corner. Fuel yourself and your vehicle with quality branded gas and diesel, snacks, and fountain drinks. Always convenient, well lit with clean restrooms. Valley Mart, family owned and operated since 1984. And a proud supporter of Medina Valley athletics and area youth sports for over 30 years.
You're watching Medina Valley Sports. This is the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
All right, welcome back here to Sports for Supper. We're going to move into more of a community look at this here with Dr. Rohrbach joining us. Thanks for being here.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
I know we had you on last year, and a lot of things going on with Medina Valley last year. What are some of the things going on this year that are a little new? Some of the things that have expanded from what we had last year.
Well, believe it or not, we are looking at opening elementary number 5.
Oh wow!
Just opened elementary number 4 last year, and Monday of this week the board approved construction documents for elementary number 5, so we'll go out for bids on that next month and start construction, I think, right after the first of the year.
Where's the location at?
That's in the Ladera subdivision on 211,
on 211.
right north of Highway 90. Yeah, we expect to open that campus for the 21-22 school year.
Wow, that's close. That's quick.
It's quick.
2 years
About
away,
15
right?
months for construction, yeah.
Wow. I know you're a numbers guy, so update us this year to last year as far as numbers go for the school.
You bet. Last year, on the last day of instruction, we had 5,475 kids. This past Friday, we had 5,829 kiddos. It's an increase of 354 kids, or almost 6.5% over last year, and we're still enrolling kids every day. I looked at some numbers this morning, and when you look at our enrollment in the last 3.5 years, we've grown a little over 30%.
Wow.
So,
and it doesn't appear to slow down, does it?
It's not slowing down at all. No, every day a new subdivision pops up, and we just have to keep building schools to accommodate the growth.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you sit back and you know that's coming in? Are you pulling your hair out and saying, how are we going to do this? Or do y'all actually sitting down and planning it out? Or?
No, we've got a good plan in place. The board had the foresight a couple of years ago to hire a demographer. So we have a demographer under contract that runs numbers for us constantly, provides us with quarterly reports and forecasts, and we use it to update a facilities plan that we have. That tells us when, at current growth rates and at projections, when we have to bring new facilities online. So if you've driven by the high school lately, the hole in the ground that everyone thought was going to be a swimming pool that's now gone is a 800 student addition to the high school, and that was in our facilities plan, and that's the last scheduled addition to the high school. After that, high school number 2 will have to open. And currently, at our growth rate, high school number 2 needs to open in 7 to 8 years. Wow. Before that, we need not only elementary 5, but elementary 6 to open. And middle school number 3 will have to open somewhere around the same time as high school number 2.
Wow.
So, crazy, but we do plan all of this out. And then, of course, we have to look at what bonds will be needed in the future to fund these projects. And, will we have the capacity to pass bonds of that size to build those facilities?
What about the land aspect?
That's what I was. Land is a fun one in this market. In this last bond proposition that the voters passed in May, there was $12 million in there for land purchases. So we are working right now on possible sites for future schools, but the board has plans at this time to purchase 3 to 4 sites for future schools. Because the land prices aren't going down.
How much?
And they're not making it anymore.
They're not making it anymore.
And how much acreage is each elementary school?
Elementary school takes 18 to 19 acres. A middle school about 40 acres. And a high school, if you're going to build it with all of the sports facilities, the competition facilities, about 90 acres. 80 to 90 acres. Just depending on how the lay of the land is. And what you're going to have to do to build on a particular site. But, Medina Valley ISD covers right at 300 square miles. So when you think about that,
it is
a very large
it's
school
a huge
district. Yeah.
Is there, and this may be totally off the wall, but is there any opportunity to actually redraw the lines for the district?
They're done.
So
it's
there's
almost
no
impossible.
So it's going to be set like that.
It is. But the only way you can change district lines is on undeveloped land. And it's still very difficult to do.
Who sets all that?
It's been set for a long, long time.
Is that from the state? Is that how that works? Or
It's from back when they did away with county school districts and went to independent school districts, and those districts could define their boundaries when they established themselves. So, when you think about it, you had Castroville ISD merge with LaCoste ISD.
Yes.
You ended up with a huge school district that a lot of people don't realize goes all the way to Loop 1604 on Highway 90 and then goes down Calabra Road all the way to Harlan High School.
Yeah. Well, we just saw it happen with our neighbors at Southwest. They're Southwest Legacy and Southwest now. So it would be kind of the same thing?
Same concept, yes, sir.
Now, when you have to do another high school, do the facilities have to be... Does one facility have to be just like the other one,
no, that's a decision that a board will have to make whenever they start designing a high school. So, do you duplicate programs at both high schools? In some school districts, vocational programs, you might offer auto at one high school but not at the other, and you bus kids for that to the other high school.
Okay.
So, especially on very expensive programs like that, do you duplicate it at both, or do you put some at one high school, some at another high school? Ship kids back and forth? Do you go to a central facility for vocational programs? That's all decisions a future board's going to have to make moving forward.
Talk a little bit about academic accolades. Just recently something came out saying that we're pretty good.
We are very good. To tell you the truth, Medina Valley ISD. This is the second year that the state's assigned A through F ratings to school districts. And last year, the first year that it was done, Medina Valley got a 90. Achieved an A as a district, and we were very proud of that.
They don't give many of those out, do they?
They don't give many of those out. This year we got a 93, so we improved our score 3 points. And the other exciting part to that is this was the first year that campuses got ratings on A through F, and every one of our campuses got an A or a B.
Well,
so
that's awesome.
It's something to celebrate. And then the other thing that's really, really neat is the state gives out what they call distinction designations. And it's a little bit of a chore to figure out exactly how it's done, but school district campuses have a bunch of designations available to them, but the district as a whole only has one, and that's a designation called post-secondary readiness. So are you preparing kids for the world that they're going to graduate into? And those are even harder to get.
Really?
And we have gotten that 3 years in a row. And this last year, we were the only school district in Region 20 to get both an A and post-secondary readiness distinction.
And it's really a great achievement. And I'll give you an example, because when we talk sports here, last year on the volleyball team, every single girl on the volleyball team got academic all-district. And you don't hear about that often. I think that's a great accomplishment.
So we're really proud of what we're doing in the district. The board has a really heavy focus on expanding our career and technical education programs. So we've revamped our auto program, and we'll soon have students that can graduate from our high school with an Associates of Applied Arts in Automotive Technology, free of charge.
Wow.
We are close to kids being able to graduate with an associate's degree in construction, free of charge.
Wow. And that's working with Southwest Texas Junior College?
That's a junior college in Uvalde, yes, sir. We've added culinary arts this year. We revamped the old home ec lab, and we're now offering culinary arts to our students. All kinds of new programs at the high school, and it's exciting.
Can I go back to high school?
Well, I was going to say, no kidding. You know, back in '84 when I graduated, I mean, you had home ec where you baked some goods, and you had shop where you welded a little bit and did some woodwork and little auto mechanics. But that's about it. But you know, that was out there too.
Hey,
that was being progressive.
In '04 when I graduated, we didn't have home ec. Yeah, no, we didn't have it then.
We've also put in a new welding shop for our ag program.
I saw that.
We've put in a food tech kitchen, or it's not quite finished yet, but it will be soon.
Yeah, I was in
our
those
ag
buildings
facility.
Monday. I was in those buildings.
Yeah,
They look really good.
So lots of good things.
Very progressive.
Very, and also the board has a really heavy focus on technology and making sure that our technology needs are met in the district. And we're taking a plan to the board next month to do some more upgrades on that, and so we're excited about that. We've focused on safety in the district, student and staff safety and security. We've added a safety coordinator position to the district, and doing some great things there. So
and the junior high just got done with the big remodel, and they did some
Valley
safety measures there too.
Just got remodeled. It is gorgeous.
It is.
It's got a security vestibule now and fencing around the front. So good things. The parking lot at the football field.
Yes, that's a big one.
It's now paved, and it's wonderful. It is really nice, and that was twofold. That was not only for athletics, that was for our student body, because our high school is getting so big that we had students parking over there. Last year, one day, I counted 60 student vehicles in that lot, and the mud was about 6 inches deep, and it was terrible. We all went to those football games last year where we waded through the mud, so that was a huge improvement. And we fixed it around the outfield of the baseball field, so we can still back up and
you can still use
watch
the
the games
tailgating
that way. That's right. So lots of exciting things going
lots
on
of
in the
exciting
district.
things, and let me say, y'all do a great job in handling all that. And I know there's a lot of pressure on you guys because of all the students coming in, and what do we do? But I mean, it looks really great out there. Y'all doing a great job.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I want to ask a question about. I know that you're saying 7 or 8 years down the line when it comes to a new high school. Is there any plans on where they might put that? Is there like a preliminary, like we know where it's going to be kind of thing?
We've purchased a large piece of property recently off of Petrenko Road, but it's not designated for a high school site. That really is that decision is going to have to be made closer to when it comes time to pass a bond for that.
Okay.
Depending on where those growth patterns are really heavy. Right now, it's out Highway 90 and out Petranco Road, but we know Calabra Road's going to explode when they expand some infrastructure out that way. So we're not saying this is where the second high school is going to go yet.
Right.
But that decision's going to have to be made the next few
You're
years.
going to have to determine accessibility too.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
You know how you're going to get there. You got one way in and one way out. It's not going to work.
That's going to be a huge decision.
Yes.
Huge decision. And it's going to really change this school district. When that happens, we won't all be the Panthers anymore.
No.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was asking, because I know her and I are getting married next week.
Congratulations.
And we're looking at where we want to, live, and I want my kids to go to Medina Valley like I went to, so it's kind of like, well, if we kind of know, we have an idea of where to go.
So not Kerrville?
Don't say where she went to school.
We're not going to Kerrville, huh?
Yeah.
No, not going to Kerrville. Not going to Bernie Champion either. So that was the reason for my question. I had a little.
I wish I could be more specific.
I understand that for sure. But no, a lot of great things happened. I know that last year we talked, there was a new swim team, a lot of different things. Is there anything like that that's added on this year?
No, nothing new in that area.
Okay.
We're working with the city right now on being able to use the city pool for swim. I think we're going to be able to use it until it gets too cold to use it, and then we'll figure it out. But the city's working really hard to get that pool heated. I just don't know if it's going to get done by this winter. We're still waiting on that, but we'll make it work one way or another. Really proud of the success we had with our swim team last year. First year to do it, we hoped we'd have some kids interested, and then we had over 40 kids out, and had a few make it to the regional meet. So that was exciting. First year of a program moving forward.
Absolutely.
Well, not only that, the younger kids, I guess the community part of it's getting together and doing swim events also, and it'll contribute to that in the long run.
They have the Otter Club.
The Otter Club.
The Otter Club, yep, definitely.
Sports last year.
Yeah, a lot of success with sports last year. Talk a little bit about that.
It was fun. Whenever you're going to playoff games over and over and over, it becomes fun, and I think we're going to have that much success, if not more, this year. I've had the opportunity to go to every football game so far and quite a few volleyball games.
Yep.
Haven't made a cross-country meet yet, but I will. It's exciting to see what's going on.
There's a lot of stuff going on right now, and you're right. It's very exciting right now, and it feels good because we're winning games and we're getting back to the tradition that we had talked about earlier this season. So it's a good time right now to be a Panther.
It really is. I got to go to the volleyball game at Southwest Legacy a couple weeks ago, and of course it was that week that we played in Bernie on Thursday night.
Yep, I was actually at that one too.
So we had a great crowd at Legacy that night, and that was exciting.
And Maury just
I had to sit on the
home side,
Legacy side, because there was no seating.
There was no room
when I got there.
Crowd than they did.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then that crowd at the Hondo game the other night was just phenomenal.
Yes.
So,
well, and that's one thing traditionally Medina Valley's been good at, is traveling with their team.
Definitely.
Always.
Definitely. And if you haven't made a pep rally, come to a pep rally one morning. Those things are phenomenal.
I heard they're a lot of fun.
They are a lot of fun. Yeah.
We need to have one for every game this week.
They are fun.
Yep. Guys, anything?
No, I think we got our answers.
Yep. Absolutely.
Except for the one.
Oh, yeah. well. It was worth the shot.
It was. I wish I knew. I don't know. So I'm in the dark too.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Rohrack, thanks for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you on here, and maybe we'll see you again, either maybe later this season or maybe next year.
When he has some more information.
Yeah, when he's got some more info for us.
Maybe we can talk championships with him too.
Yep, absolutely. And so thanks for joining us, and we're going to take a break and come back. You're listening to Sports for Supper, and we'll continue here in just a moment.
This is MVBN, the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Peerless Equipment, your South Texas irrigation experts. Peerless Equipment specializes in sales and service of irrigation equipment to the agricultural and wildlife industries. This includes hose reels, big guns, pivot systems, underground pipelines, turbine well pumps, booster pumps, motors, valves, and an inventory of much more. Stop by one of their locations in Hondo and Pearsall, or give them a call at 210-434-7867. Peerless Equipment, bringing water to you.
Medina Electric Cooperative is sending 3 students on the trip of a lifetime for free. The 2020 Government in Action Youth Tour is an all-expenses-paid week-long learning and leadership event in June that starts in Austin and then takes kids to Washington, D.C. Winners also receive a $500 scholarship for college. The deadline is December 13th, 2019. Apply online at Medina.
Nobody can design, create, or maintain your lawn better than 3D Landscaping and Irrigation. With over 17 years of experience, owner Ray Doyen and his crew take pride in their craftsmanship and service. They're fully insured, offer free estimates, and multiple references, so you know you're getting the best. 3D does landscaping, lawn maintenance, irrigation, tree installation, lighting, and more. Whether it's residential or commercial, 3D Landscaping and Irrigation has you covered. Give 3D a call at 830-985-9115 or find us online at threedlandscaping.com.
You're watching Medina Valley Sports. This is the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to Sports for Supper at Sammy's, sponsored by Brenda Stein Photography, and we just got finished with our community corner with the superintendent, Dr. Rohrbuck, and he just informed us that he's got a long drive ahead of him tomorrow. He's leaving for superintendent convention in Dallas, and wow, don't want to mess with 35 anytime during the
No, absolutely not I-35. And you just said Sports for Supper. More, you want to tell us what the dinner special is today here at Sammy's?
Dinner special is a chicken fried steak with your choice of sides, a salad bar or soup. And the weekly special changes today. It's changed to the chalupas today. So the regular Wednesday special is the chicken fried steak, and for all week the chalupas are on special.
And that is all from memory. He did not read that off of anything.
Before we do anything else, Jared, we forgot we've got a giveaway today.
Yep, we sure do.
We want to talk about a giveaway.
Yeah. So if you are lucky enough to be one of the listeners currently, I think there's about 5 of y'all out there, the third caller to they can call me.
The third texter to Jeff.
The third texter. The third person that texts me. Let's see. What can the keyword Panthers? Text me Panthers at 830-931-4504. But wait a minute.
You don't know what you're
You
going
don't
to
know
win
what the
yet.
prize is yet. You have how many, Dwayne?
We have 5 tickets to Texas State versus Georgia State for this Saturday at 6 p.m., and it includes a parking pass.
Free tickets. 5 tickets and a parking pass to the Texas State game. Ready, go. 830-931-4504, and you can have 5 tickets to the Texas State-Georgia State game in San Marcos.
And the big thing is the parking permit.
And the parking pass.
Parking pass will get you in, so we should have probably done that at the beginning so we give people time.
Remember that people can go back and listen to this, so you might get texts.
I might get a bunch of texts, yeah. I might get them all.
You might get them at 1 in the morning.
We've only had 1 text so far, so we need 2 more. Panthers to 830-931-4504, and we will give those tickets away.
Have at it.
Yep. And did you give a volleyball update?
No, I give a volleyball. Let's give a volleyball update. Right now, Panther volleyball team record stands at 20 wins, 13 losses, and they are currently 4-1 in district play. Since the last time we spoke with them, they had a big matchup against Harlan. They lost that matchup 3-1. It was a tough battle there, but they ended up dropping 1 to Harlan. But they bounced back real quick, and they had a big 3-0 victory over Eagle Pass win yesterday. So still doing very well right now. District standings: Harlan is 6-0, Medina Valley 4-1. Floresville also 4-1, and followed by Somerset, which is 3-2. And next game on the agenda is this Friday at Somerset. So at Somerset, and that is a 6 o'clock game. volleyball team will be playing in Somerset, and they'll follow that up with a Tuesday game against Floresville at home.
Wow, two big matches in a row.
These next two games is going to be jockeying for position as of right now for second, third, and fourth place. So
and to stay within reach
of Harlan. That's exactly right. So tough games for Medina Valley coming up against some of the district foes that have been winning a bunch of games right now. So support them. This Friday, we're gonna go out there and try to be there at 6 o'clock and watch the volleyball team and try to get back for the football game. So
and we're gonna start looking at it, and we're gonna start trying to broadcast some of the Friday games, and we're gonna do a lot of the Tuesday games. They're all home games, but we're gonna try to broadcast some of those Friday games as well. We're trying to figure out this new system, but I've got some important news, guys. We have a winner.
Oh, nice.
We have a winner of the 5 tickets for San Marcos, Texas State
versus Georgia
State. And the winner is Mr. Lou Habe from Dunley, Texas.
Nice.
He is the winner of the 5 tickets, and we will get those tickets to you, Lou, probably Friday. We can give them to you Friday because we'll see him at the game. And parking pass included.
And not only will we see him, we will hear him at the game
Absolutely.
also on the crowd mic.
He will be in good voice.
and if any of y'all out there listening, listen to our games on Friday nights. He's usually the one you hear yelling at the referees.
Yelling zebra.
Yeah, come on,
that's
Zebra.
Him. That's him.
So thanks for listening, Lou, and thanks everybody for your text and phone calls, and congratulations to Lou. But hey, let's move on to the next thing here. We've got picks.
Ready to move on to college picks?
We're ready.
We done talking Medina Valley sports?
Well, I kind of was going to save the Lockhart game for the end to kind of close with that.
That's great. Great idea.
This week's picks will go from local teams, and we'll try to start with some of the Texas teams.
I wish we had results from last week because I don't think Maury won.
We will do an update.
Better than you.
We will do an update next week on the previous week and this week. Right now, let's start out with Tulane and Houston, and which is very surprising is Tulane is favored by 5 over Houston.
Cougars.
Houston.
That's Houston.
Houston.
Yep. I don't think the Green Waves got that.
They did play well last week for a half against Oklahoma State, and then Oklahoma State just took over.
Houston played good too. They played Washington State, and Jeff, you were on the wrong side of that one.
Oh,
next one.
Yeah.
Next
Wait,
one
it
on
was
the
a
list.
7-point game. What was the line? 8.5.
8.5, I believe.
Yep, well, I was.
Next one on the agenda: SMU coming off a huge win over Texas State last week. They're playing number 25 TCU in the Metro rivalry.
Give me the Horn Frogs.
What's the line?
Horn Frogs by 9.5.
They've got that.
I'm surprised that ain't over 10.
So TCU jumps in the top 25 at 25 this week. That's the difference.
Yeah, I'll take TCU.
The big game this week: number 8 Auburn against number 17 Texas A&M. A&M favored by 3.5.
Oh, Auburn.
Auburn.
A&M.
Next one. Another rivalry game, Baylor against Rice, Old Southwest Conference rivalry coming back. Baylor favored by 26.5.
Baylor.
The Bears.
Shanley said Baylor.
And Big Lou will be watching this game live. Georgia State visiting Texas State in San Marcos. Texas State 0-3 right now, but favored by 3 points against Georgia State. And Georgia State coming off a big win a couple of weeks ago against Tennessee.
What did you have that line as?
3.5.
Oh, I saw Georgia State favored by -1. I just looked it up, so I'm taking Georgia State.
I want the Bulldogs.
They're the Panthers.
I want the Panthers then.
Yeah, it's not the Georgia Bulldogs.
Well, you can say Tigers or Bulldogs, and you get 90% right every time.
Well,
matter.
and if you heard the Mike Leach spiel the other day, he probably wouldn't take a Tiger over a Cougar or a. Did y'all hear that?
No.
Oh yeah, it's a great. You need to YouTube it. Mike Leach gives a spiel. The reporter asked him who would win in a fight for the mascots. And he went through each and every mascot in the Pac-12. Well, a Ute, is he on a horse? He gave a great analogy of it, and it's pretty
Well, I'm
funny.
sure the last place one would be a tree.
The tree, he said, wasn't going to win many.
The tree. All right, next is number 12 Texas taking on Oklahoma State, starting conference play. Texas favored by 6.
Texas.
Cowboys.
I'll take Texas.
All right, next one, UTSA against University of North Texas. Now, that's going to be an interesting game. University of North Texas playing some good ball right now. Favored by 19, though.
Ooh.
Rowdy. Give me Rowdy.
UTSA covers that.
Where's it at? It's in Denton, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it's up there.
Ooh, man. Is Frank Harris
He's
healthy?
playing. Yep. Yeah, he didn't have to tackle Army. He was on offense.
Yeah, but he got hurt. He
On
came out of the
UTSA.
game.
He'll be there.
All right, I think I'm going to take UTSA as well. 19 points is a lot.
All right, we'll get to some national games. Number 7, Notre Dame taking on number 3, Georgia. Georgia, 14.5-point favorites.
Irish.
Yeah, Notre Dame. That's too many points. I mean,
think so,
Notre
too.
Dame was in the playoff last year.
All right, and our last pick, number
So was
4, LSU by 24 over Vandy.
Cover.
LSU.
Over Vanderbilt?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're not playing as well this year as they did last year, are they? LSU. I'm anxious to see that quarterback back out there on the field.
All right, well, we'll give updates from this week and last week at our next Sports for Supper next Wednesday, and we'll let you know how we did.
Yeah, and
Jared, upcoming game.
the last thing to talk about, we got Medina Valley taking on the Lockhart Lions this week. Lockhart coming to Panther Stadium. That's a 7:30 kickoff. We'll be on the air around 7:10. And this is the first game of district. Medina Valley coming off of a 41-14 victory over Hondo. Lockhart's coming in 2-1. They beat Tyler and I think Taylor High School were their first 2 games. They shut them out both games. And then they lost to Burnett last week 54-31. So they're coming off of a pretty good loss. I don't know how good the teams are that they shut out, but they're a different team than what we saw last year. And I think that this has the makings for a very good football game like we saw last year in Lockhart.
Well, last year in Lockhart, it was a 2-point conversion. Medina Valley ran back the other way for 2 points on an extra point, and the margin of victory was 3.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
there you go.
And one thing we haven't mentioned tonight is both teams have switched from the slot T to the spread offense.
Yep.
It's going to come down to my
Execution.
feeling, who can execute the spread offense better. Lockhart in their first 2 games scored a lot of points.
41 and 31.
But they gave up a lot of points.
They didn't play.
No.
So I think defensively, Medina Valley's got the edge. Offensively, it's going to come down to execution. You know, we're going to have to cut out the penalties.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
until we get a grip on personal fouls, unsportsmanlike conduct. I talked to a referee, an umpire the other day that did our game, and he said there was a lot of mouthing going on during the game. And, you expect that in rivalry games. But until we get a grip on it, it's yet to be seen.
Well,
So I think we should win the game, but I think you guys are right. It should be a close one.
I think the difference is the running game. I think Medina Valley's got a strong running game. We can mix it up a little bit better, and I think that's going to be the difference.
Well, and one of the things to point out about this football game is, and Maury and I touched on it during the Hondo game, is you have 5 teams vying for 4 playoff spots, and it might come down to Medina Valley and Lockhart for that last spot. And this is a huge game. Yeah, and this is a huge game, even though it's your first game of district.
Well, and actually, it has come down. Medina Valley and Lockhart has come down to the 4th spot the last 4 or 5 years now.
Well,
I believe.
every game from here on out is the biggest game of the year. There's no doubt about it.
Sure.
Yep.
And you know what? The loser of this game is not out of it.
No, they're not.
By any means, because it is the first game,
But-
and all you got to do is upset one of those other teams.
Well, and look at Alamo Heights being 0-3 right now.
Alamo Heights
they
is
haven't won a
0-3.
game yet, so you don't know. Like they might be down from what they were last year.
Yeah,
Also,
can they get well?
Yeah.
Can they get well? Do they have injuries? What's going on over there with the Mules? But this any way you look at it, this is a huge game.
Yep,
28-14.
I have 21-14. More, you got 28-14 Medina Valley. I have 21-14 Medina Valley. Jeff.
14-13 Medina Valley.
Jared.
28-20.
There you have it. We'll fill you in next week.
Medina Valley. I'm taking the Panthers.
Absolutely.
Well, you would be fired.
Yeah. That's expected. But you can tune in. 7:30 is kickoff at Panther Stadium. We'll be on the air around 7:10 or 7:15, right there in that area. You can listen to it on our YouTube channel, on Facebook Live, or now we have it on Twitter. If
Yeah,
right,
we
Jeff?
have Twitter. Yeah, we got Twitter going up, man. Yeah, you can get it on Twitter now. I'm figuring this stuff out as we go, and we're gonna hopefully, like I said, we're gonna start broadcasting some volleyball games on Friday night so that you can listen to the volleyball game and watch the football game.
Are we gonna do Tuesday's game,
or vice versa? Sorry,
are we planning on doing Tuesday's game?
Where are we at Tuesday? I hadn't even looked at the schedule, Dwayne.
Yep, it's a big game at home against.
Absolutely, let's do it. We're going to
Against
rock and
Floresville.
roll Tuesday. We're going to have the volleyball game on live video with your man Dwayne Garza on the call. So we will have Tuesday volleyball.
Tuesday volleyball, big district game for the Panthers. Right now, both of them tied in district play, so it's going to be a big game next Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So a big week coming up for Medina Valley sports here with football, volleyball, cross country meet Saturday. Good luck to them having them there,
and support all of our local businesses that are sponsoring, and if they're not sponsoring, hey, we're here for everybody. So get out there and shop local.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Brenda Stein Photography for helping bring you these games here, and I'd also like to thank Sammy's Restaurant for letting us do these games here, or these games, these broadcasts.
And you know
here.
what? We do have to throw a shout out to Brett Ferguson and his company, because they are having a hunt this weekend down in Dilley, $150. Come on out, a steak dinner after the hunt. It's going to be a fun time. I wish I could make it. I have my son's 21st birthday party, so I won't be there. But give Brett a call.
I wasn't invited.
And also IMS.
To the hunt.
I'd like to thank IMS
Metal Fabricators for sponsoring.
Absolutely.
Also.
Thank you, the McCool brothers.
And a shout out to Julie Livingston if she's still listening tonight. Good luck to Macy.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And so join us live on Friday night, and then make sure to tune Dwayne in and for the volleyball on Tuesday night. First volleyball broadcast of the season. Second one. That's right.
This will be the first good one.
So, and just understand on this YouTube stuff, it'll be around 6 o'clock because you have to wait till the JV game finishes. Right. So, and there's not a link to it. You're just gonna have to hang out on YouTube and look for it, ready to cut. And we'll try to go on about 10 minutes before the actual game starts.
And so for Maury, Dwayne, and Jeff, I'm Jared Lucky saying good night and God bless, and we'll see you Friday night when Panther football continues.